Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We are here on a Thursday, and yeah, I just don't know where to get started, so I guess we just get stuck straight into it. Fist bumps on arrival. Good to see you all, and I have been pining to get back into the chair and get cracking on with you guys this Thursday. I have been taken back into the real world this morning, and it wasn't fun, and I'm really glad to be here with you guys for this afternoon, and hopefully we'll have some good old fun. There's a bunch of you here live and loud already. If you're watching this after we've been live, thanks for joining us, and thanks for all your support here on the channel. We've got Liam Pev, we've got Michael, Mikey Baston, and Rico Man. Fist bumps on arrival, good to see you all. Rico Man's in for a request, nice and sharp. I'll probably get to that quite quick, I was thinking before firing on, I'll probably just kind of take them as they come if at all possible, so I don't really have too much hot air to kind of blow off on other matters. Now, we did the reviews for MLS yesterday, since which time the DJing in me came out a little bit. I seen a fire Maxi Morales in season, basically on the floor, and I couldn't say no. I couldn't help myself. So I'm quite looking forward to MLS this weekend. The team's somewhat picked themselves, and I think with the nice little kind of subplot of NYC players I've got here, this Werner maybe has a nice little platform. If he does well as an individual, I should maybe captain him on that basis. But I've got a nice wee NYC A and B effort, and now that I've got Maxi, I've got a wee bid out on a guy for some XP bonuses and stuff like that on the collection missions and wheel spins and all that good stuff. But I actually still have like a third squad of a bad batch set of guys we can throw out here. Now, it's not going to do anything, right? But you never know. It might have a little bit of fun. It might get promoted or something. Just never know, really. Reading Magno. Yeah, so, and as you can see, I've got Johnny Shore, but alternatively, I could play, obviously, Alonso Martinez is out for a long time, but I could maybe have Carrizo or Masanga Bunge for backups if they ever start to appear off the bench, which they don't right now. So I've got this little kind of throwaway thing at the back here with some super subs, maybe true and starts, but otherwise all from the bench. And this week, Sean John's taking on Miami, so not mad. Hopefully, can break into the 50+ range. So I've kind of got 3 wee teams to have a bit of fun with now, which is nice. And yeah, quite chuffed with how MLS. Sadly, never got off the mark last week, but hopefully this week we get that done. And with the first 2 teams, I've got 2 shots at it. The third team is not a shot at the streak, obviously. Can we jam ourselves into something? I don't know. Oh, actually, there's nothing we can jam ourselves into. This is streak only. So it's actually kind of redundant playing that here, isn't it? Unless there is some sort of spawny effort where somehow it contrives to come in, and sure, why not? Let's just leave it where it is. But it's maybe a wee penny drop moment for me there in terms of just the kind of the silver lining to the throwaway teams isn't really there, is it? Unless it's a viable outside shot. Mason Miller, good to see you. That's the first message I've seen today, so I'm going to say no to your question. No Prem this weekend for me, so we'll be browsing the market with my streak and leaderboard winnings. Oh, Liam's on the prowl. Liam's on the prowl. Kasanovic, that is a new name in the chat. Good to see you, mate. I have no strategy. I've been spending too much money on players and don't get any good players when crafting. Oh no, Kasanovic, that is the opposite of what we want to happen. We want to spend as little as possible to get the best stuff we possibly can, not the other way around. So, season ticket holders every Thursday, what we do here with the channel members. Kusanovic, I say, looks like you're new in town. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. But we look at a lot of strategy stuff. So maybe sit and chill out in the chat. Maybe there'll be a wee food for thought, or maybe you'll get your own wee penny drop moment where something occurs to you. So yeah, good to see you in the chat, mate. Feel free with it to let us know what you're up to and all that good stuff. And Tom Hall, Quinny was scrolling through MLS because I'm going to buy a team tonight, and I feel I might have found a hidden gem in Lucas Harrington. Oh. We'll save that for later in case you've not bought yours yet, right? But I'm looking forward to checking that out. Tom Hall, James Wakefield. Hey, Quinny, could you please look at MLS for limited and rares? Planning to play leaderboards. Nice. Still need Segovia and limited Hartel at rare. Nice. We've got some cool requests coming in nice and sharp. And Mikey Basson with a streak option too. Can you review gallery? Specifically MLS and League One, of course. Yeah, we've got a nice little batch of requests here, so I'll just kind of tidy up any little housekeeping things that I thought I would maybe need to do before the requests came in. Nice and sharp today. The Bundesliga teams had a lot of fun kind of drafting these out the other day as well. I think I've kind of did this off camera or on. I can't remember. The week's been a bit of a blur, to be honest with you. I'm quite buzzing for Bundesliga, and for Kusanovic or anyone else new in the chat, perhaps this strategy. Basically, all of the in seasons here are completely organic. I've either crafted them, Lukeba, Nemeka, Brandt, who else did I craft? Reitz. And then I've got other cards that I've won as card rewards, like Danilo Duike, and I think I've won 2 card rewards. And then the likes of Aslani and Toure, I managed to trade and Damon, other in-season wins into those guys. I've spent like a quid on Ollie Burke the other day, and I spent maybe 15 quid on the little rookie here. But otherwise, this whole strategy is pretty, or Cardoso was a Christmas present. So, it's to myself. So, this is a completely organic setup. Now, it's taken us to match day whatever if to get it to look like this, but it's not been too far away from this for a little while. And it's hit this first streak a couple of times. So, for a completely organic strategy, Bundesliga's been a lot of fun for me. We need to name Team C because we've got a wee third team we can list now. I don't know how long Van der Vaart's going to play, but having Van der Vaart leading out an in-season team of rewards, I know Cardoso's not quite a reward, but otherwise all rewards, hits, man, hits. I'd love to win like a power forward in Bundesliga, and we would have some rig out to roll with here, which would be quite cool. MLS we just had the peak at, obviously. Challenger was a lot of fun to build through this week. I'll probably revise it as we get to the deadline show and whatever, but no Celtic this midweek. The only SPFL team in action is Motherwell, so there's only a little bit of that kind of filtering in. So some interesting choices for teams, I say with Nene and maybe 1 or 2 others towards the deadline. I'll maybe swap a few of them around a little bit, but for the most part, kind of looking at 6 keepers of note. And then, yeah, maybe with some headaches, maybe I've only got, like, maybe the rare teams will be decent, maybe all the limiteds will be a bit mince, or maybe one limited will be halfway okay, the other one will be mince. The little contendery team, it's a little bit of fun. Champ, again, I'm kind of set up to tweak that for deadline, which is cool. Under 23, the same. And yeah, I think I managed to do quite a bit of this on my phone at night time and stuff like that this week. I've not really been on the computer too much, it must be said. But even these classic all-star teams that should, 3 of them will be in D1. So I'll have the NYC boys, and this is a nice 7-a-side. I do quite like it. I can't lie. In D1, which is cool, as well as the first team, this little Shark squad here, which has got that Seattle midfield in it with Mueller up front. And then, yeah, I need to tweak this probably in the deadline show, with James and Shaqiri being dodgy, and 1 or 2 bits and bobs to maybe just juggle around with a wee bit. But actually, I don't think I really get anything to do for myself. Maybe La Liga, I'll have a wee click through that with yous, and then we'll get through all the requests we've got. But yeah, otherwise I think it'll just be limited giveaway teams. And actually, do you know? Yeah, we'll get to that maybe tomorrow or something. But we had a Messi donated, and I was gonna use it to win more stuff for the giveaways and then give it away later on or something. And I've been bad at doing all that. We've actually got a bunch of giveaway cards for the channel members to do, and I really want to do that today, but I don't think I'm going to get around to it. And with the Messi, I've not really done either or. So this week, I actually want to build the Messi a fun team, and maybe we'll chat about that on the deadline show a bit better. Maybe have a bit of fun with building the team for the Messi or something. And I hope that it can win you guys more stuff. Switch between pro and set navigation. Yeah, we got that the other day, didn't we? So let's see. In La Liga, we've got Sociedad away to Atleti. Now, this is actually going to be the Copa del Rey final. Sociedad played midweek in the Copa del Rey, knocked out their rivals, Athletic Club, and off they march. Soria, by the way, I don't know if you've watched the Real Madrid game last week. I did, and I know people say, oh, imagine watching Sorare goalkeepers, you know, watching out for scores. But Soria is a joy, honestly. An absolute joy of a goalkeeper. I've been a fan of this guy for far too long. Not got his super rare anymore, but that super rare of his was prolific. Was just, Soria's just a guy, man. Absolute guy. He's at home, doesn't matter who to, really. Matt Ryan's got a decent game. He scored well last week. Sergio Herrera at home to Mallorca. I think I'd probably take that on face value as a top keeper pick I've got there. Now, these Sociedad defenders have been the bane of my life. Because Sociedad have won the last 3 or 4 games on the bounce, but I've just been always caught out with a DNP or just missing the one guy that did 55 to get the thing over the line to hit the streaks. Yeah, the centre-backs are absolute jailbait, by the way. Yeah, the Nail 5, Sergio Aramburu, Soler, Guedes, Oyarzabal, they're the 5 outfielders to really build around. Sadly, I don't have enough of that defence to really make it count. We need Aaron Buru for this team. Oh, did you see that? My computer had a wee flicker there. Hope everything's okay on your end. I think it looks okay on my end still. As is the RAM. Whenever I'm on Sociedad, it just goes through the roof. You can hear the computer pure screeching, tapping out there. Like it's in an armbar or something. Yeah, so this is optimal team. High XP. Blah, blah, blah. All the stuff. Under cap. Nailed on 5. And it's Captain Oyartha battle, isn't it? Now, I should be able to build the same team. But with Gomez's defence. But I'll need to use the Ramiro keeper. Which I don't mind for Team 2 because it gets that Gomez defender piece in, which is quite useful for kind of optimising these combos that we're looking at. I think I might be running out of Oyarzabal and Guedes. I'll probably captain Guedes on the ace team here. Again, under cap again. That's quite nice. Martin, everything's all right, mate, with me. How are you? Good to see you, Martin. Ah, good to see you, Kasarovic. I'll definitely try my best to have a wee glance at that. Your system struggle. Yes, it is big time. And I've got a big beastie computer that I bought for moving into the studio. Wow, how long ago was that now at this point? Maybe 4 years. Anyway, I've kept it clean and stuff like that, but it was really freaking out about 2 weeks ago. And I took the whole thing apart, or I said took the whole thing, I took as much of it apart as is practical and dusted the crap out of it. I couldn't believe how much was in it. Made an instant difference, but I think something's burned a little bit as I was cleaning some of them. Some of the nice wee shiny silver grids weren't really silver anymore, and they didn't really look the way they came out the box, if you get me. Oh, Levante at home at Girona. Probably need to actually put Sorry at bottom of the pecking order, which is weird. We have 2 John Martins, Caleta Carr. Let's go with a double centre-back team. Oh, I still have Sergio Gomez as a mid. And strikers. Baranachea is likely. Oh, okay. This might be the week. This might be the week. This might be the week. Sociedad clutches in. Now it's a big team that we're playing against in Atleti, but I don't know. I've just got a wee funny feeling, by the way, that this might be. Yeah, I think the final midfielder spot, or the final spot, is the only dicey player we need to pick, and Goroshatege is kind of safe. And I'd love to pick Yanghill. I would love to pick Yanghill. I'm going to pick Yanghill. I'm going to captain the big guy. Or maybe I should captain Gomez. Yeah, captain Gomez for this. Oh, I'm buzzing. This might be the Sociedad week. Zoom out so we can see all 4 teams next to each other. Come on, show me the 4. Oh, it's too far out. Anyway. All 4 Sociedad teams could all have starters in them. Now, if there's no John Martin, then 2 teams wipe out instantly. But whatever. If there's a Caleta Carr on the bench, 1 team gets the wipeout. Got 2 teams riding on Baranachea. Oh, this is going to be fun, man. Again, it's not going to be easy. Both teams just played each other midweek, which is a weird little dynamic added into it, but that's actually quite fun. Wish it was bottom of the league they were playing. Oh, there we go. There's the 4 of them. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, the 4 of them, all shiny and all the different cards. We got all of them. We have Glitch Ball. We have Fire. We have Legacy. We've got the Square one. And we've got the Matrixy one. And we've got Ice. The only thing that's missing from this picture is Halloween, which I'm not interested in at all. Yeah, it's the only thing I'm missing, which I'm not bothered about. But that's quite cool, isn't it? I don't have a jersey number. I do have a jersey number in the collection, but we don't have one in the team here. That's a bit annoying. Everything is all right. Good to hear, Martin. Good to hear. Awesome. Right, okay, I think that's all I'm going to do for like myself. Yeah, I can get through the rest of it maybe tonight and before the deadline show tomorrow. Right, the first up we had was Rico Man. So let's get dived right into it. Where are we? Rico Man. I'll use this screen to keep up to speed with the chat. Right, Rico Man. Hey Quinny, can you have a look at my limited challenger and contender? I'm going for streak 4 in both this weekend. Oh, big weekend, Rico. Let's have a peek. Challenger and contender. Now, I'll start with challenger because that's definitely something I can look at and get on top of. As we mentioned, no SPFL and a few other things, so I'm on top of this as well. Callum Ward, I think, is a big piece for the weekend. Sporting or not got an easy game. Yeah, Braga. Oh, Muric could be cheeky. Yeah, Lazio, no big shakes. Maybe team 4 for Muric. Maybe that's just because it's not super great. Oh, nah. It's not a bad game for him. Doesn't score wild, but 8 is nice. Who's Pence playing? Nobody. The split not happened to them yet. Youngworth is playing Pellets. That's all right. Where are they both positioned? Nice. Yeah. Youngworth is worth a peek. Stojanovic. Altak taking on Graz. Nah. I think we're looking at Ward. Keeper 1. Maybe I'm looking at Muric for 2. Between Muric and Silva for 2 and 3, isn't it? And then I think you're maybe looking at Onana for 4. Or Youngworth. Oh, yeah, Youngworth. I think Silva's in a good enough team where I think he'll score well in this game. I think I'd keep him. I don't think he's team winnable, though. I think that's Callum Ward. Muric, I think away to Lazio is like a good game for him to really spike off on. But maybe he's team 4 and Youngworth, yes. Yeah, so I think Rui Silva, Muric, Youngworth behind Ward. Not really too sure the order of the keepers. I'm sure the sporting guy will be quite prominent for you, Rico. Kratzig's the man. And I think their fixture is very favourable. Yeah, Rapid. Away. They're top of the table and whatnot. Good form. You've got that classic Welsh, which probably goes well with your in-season Ward. Wilfinger. I think that you would kind of maybe say it looks better away from home. But he's certainly no pushover at home. So I really like him. Oh, yeah, against bottom of the table. He's going to be a top order defender. Him, Kratzig, I know Inacio. Agbadu's at Besiktas. Ooh, Galatasaray. Hard to put him top order, really. Kratzig, Wilfinger, Welsh are the top 3 defenders, and then you're probably going to bring Inacio into the mix anyway. I don't know if double defence is something we need to think about at this point, so we've got kind of top defenders earmarked. And I think were they all in season? I think there's a classic keeper or 2, isn't there? 1 classic for Welsh. We only get 4 classics in total. Muric is 1, so we've only got 2 classic spots left. Poitier is probably going to be one of them just by default, isn't he? Armstrong's back in the team. Did alright against us. Falkirk, that could be a good game for him. Are they home or away? At home. Yeah, Armstrong's usable for like team 3, maybe 2, depends on the depth you've got here. So I don't think the depth is... Midfield's been a struggle this season. Slattery, very usable. Armstrong's not playing. That's what I was just thinking there. Whoever I said there, I don't think they're even playing this weekend. That's game week 61, yeah. So forget Armstrong. It is just Slattery. Poitier. Barranca's doing okay, so you're probably going to use him in like team 3 or something. Although looking at that, he's not actually starting games. And Morita. Could you get a Fadinger in season? I know like Justin Watt are probably not, mad cheap. Fadinger's quite cheap though. But yeah, midfield is a kind of struggle. It's kind of single mid with Slattery in the best team, which means I think we need double forward. Alaj Begovic all day. Sané should be alright to play this weekend. Big game though, Besiktas, they play Liverpool thereafter, so unlikely to play 90 in any manner. Alisson Santos, this guy's been getting on my timeline a wee bit. Getting a team 3, team 4 guy really, isn't he? Trincao, very usable of course. Not all these guys are playing. I mean, I think for the first team, you've definitely got like a really good first team where you probably go like Motherwell, Spine, Ward, Welsh, or probably, do you know, yeah, no, sack that. Ward, Kratzig, Slattery, I always trips my tongue up, Karamaj Albegovic, and then best classic is it Poite? Is that really the one you want to use? Probably is. If he's into play, which I might be saying all this, and yeah, 60% on. Although it doesn't feel like very team 1 pickable, is it? Who did I play with my midfields and stuff? Yeah, I've just got weird and wacky guys. Elijah Just. See, I don't mind Fadinger. I've put him captain one of these little low-level teams. I think he could do no bad. If you're on streak 4, Rico, what is something like an Asensio right now? It's limited, isn't it, as well? Yeah. 22 quid secondary. Samson Spore. And you could probably go classic with this as well. 11 quid. Just for team 1. I'm not saying he is like out and out like, the best guy of the weekend or whatever. But you could have Kratzig, Asensio, Ajal Begovic, Trincao, for example, in team 1. And then in team 2, that would leave you with Youngworth, Welsh, Slattery, and then up front, yeah, looking at Catamo probably at that point, Sané, Santos, one of those guys, and then so on and so forth for the trickle down teams from there. I think if some of the Motherwell guys are cheap enough, they'll be worth the pickup as well. I think like 20 odd quid for the Asensio is really interesting. I'm kind of semi-tempted to maybe go and get one myself, to be honest. Oh no, that's bloody limited, isn't it? Yeah. I was thinking that for a second. It seems too good to be true. Why is he so cheap? My head was up my backside there for a moment. 70 quid at rare. Limited to 20 quid. Feels like maybe appropriate. Let me catch up the chats on this page, sorry. I saw that Seko Fafana. He chilled with us and watched me play blackjack for a couple of hours in Vegas a few years ago. He's the man. Oh, that's a cool story. Love that, Bosnian. Oh, Kusin, you've changed your name to your Sorare name. I love that. Good to see you. Ignacio M. Kuto. Quinny, I have a question. If I don't send team last game week and also don't send this week, I lose my hot streak? No. It's chilling there until you play. Yeah, it will sit there, Ignacio, until you deploy a team. No pressure, on time. Jalkin Calvez, I won't play Challenger this week. I'm on 5th streak in Porto Sport and Gala Besiktas with hard games and no Danish, no Celtic. Yeah, I don't blame you, Jalkin Calvez. Celtic Quinny are interested in Justin Chaiwa. Stephen McGowan reporting. Well, should have done that business in January, really, shouldn't they, Michael? I think we spoke about that on the channel. Maybe not as much Elijah Just. I was a wee bit more Maswanisi than Elijah for Celtic, but yeah, makes a lot of sense. Is there any chance you could help me with MLS Rare Streak 3? If I would like to buy some more cards. Streak out. I suppose, oh yeah, there's been 2 match days. Well done, Torador. Yeah, we'll add you onto the list. Thomas Ronyon, good to see you. Inacio, thanks. The best news of the week. yeah, that just sits there until you feel like going back to it, really. So, yeah, I don't know, Rico Man, if there is a budget or if there's anything you're eyeing up already. I feel that your midfield, I think for your multi-entry position, your midfield is the thing that's going to slow you down the quickest. I think strikers, you'll just get around it. I think defence, you'll be able to field some good enough options, but it's mainly like single defence. Maybe if you're going to go into double defence, you're then bringing in the guys like Agbadu. There's no Denmark, someone said, so there's not that many of these guys totally usable. Some of the Sporting lads could come into frame again. And who are Motherwell playing again? Is it? No, it's Dundee. Yeah, it's not Dundee, sorry. It is Dundee, not Dundee United. I beg your pardon. Yeah, so I think midfield, if you could get anything, and again, I'd be after like a top order player like Asensio. They're playing Samson Spor. They're a Conference League team. I think they're still going through that at the moment. They're progressing quite far. They've got Carlo Hosa in their team and stuff like that. So they're no amazing like powerhouse or anything, obviously, but they're at home, and Asensio's Asensio, really. Otherwise, can we look at like Elijah Just, who's like one decisive 75-80? I mean, what more do you want from a guy? In season, a fiver. Rico Man, come on. We can do this, can't we? Decisive delivers. He's like Ajal Begovic, but in midfield. I think if we could do something like that, it would make a big difference. I wouldn't worry about losing that multi-club bonus. But I would take Elijah Just. I would just buy that anyway. Asensio, whatever, but Elijah Just for a fiver and you're on streak 4. Only going to help. If we're going for them, then Askew must be the one. Yeah, Michael, I'm with you. Feels that way, doesn't it? No problem, Torador. I look forward to getting there when we get there. But yeah, I don't think he costs too much in the grand scheme of things. I think you could probably bottom as well. Or maybe not, actually. I don't see many bot listings. Santonio, there we go. Wee bit above floor, as you'd expect, but I'm sure you could trade into it if you really had to be lean and mean with it. But for streak 4, I think it's maybe one where you maybe don't mind adding in a piece or two just to make at least 2 options really credible. The contender's going to be a wee bit harder to suss. I'm going to filter it by playing in the game week as well, because I won't have as easy a command of that. Emi Ochoa. I don't even know where to start with the goalkeepers. They're going to be from everywhere and anywhere. Right, we've got Noel, Kerskin, Ryman. We've got 3 in seasons that look usable. Classics you've got coming out the hoo-ha. I'm sure your number 1 keeper could be a classic. I know Caro's not really balling right now, not even playing it looks, but well, maybe not. I thought they maybe had a classic. Well, Noel, I suppose, is the guy really at classic. Maybe Begovic a little bit on fixtures. Okay, but goalkeepers somewhat picked himself, only 1 classic to wrestle with. Classic defenders. McKenna's in season. Leif Davis, it's probably a decent usable classic. Otherwise, we're looking at collection pieces that have moved. Yeah, I think we've only really got 1 team here, eh? Am I wrong? maybe I'm, yeah, there's a big collection here actually. I just don't think Magdeburg and Karlsruhe have got defenders that, maybe the ones you've picked up specifically, but there's not much going for either of them, really. So there's like 1 to 2 teams here. McKenna's been brilliant. Absolutely balling out in Croatia. We've got Marvin, perfect. Jesse Benet, very good as well. And if you're like your second team, you've got other guys. Danny Rodriguez was good in La Liga, by the way. Who's he at? Leganes? That's a good move. Yeah, I think your midfield is going to be cool. Single defence. And then striker. It's a shame about Vicente, isn't it? At least he's in season. But we've got Nollenberger. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think for 2 teams, like Vicente, as we know, Vicente is brilliant, right? But it's also, as you know, it's a very much different situ right now. Away to Charlton's a pretty good game, but I'd probably back him if he's on to start. For team 2, Nollenberg just goes into team 1 for convenience. Who are Magdeburg playing? But is it somebody brutal? 17th, no, 4th there, 17th. Yeah, it's kind of hard. If you're on streak 4, yeah, it's just that team 1 striker. Like, is there a Zagreb? Because Zagreb look quite okay all of a sudden. Who's been playing alright up front for them? Oh, they're playing Hajic this week. Yeah, it is Hajic this week. Not super great to lean into, I guess. Balo. £7. I know it's Hajic, so it's not like a easy game. First versus second and all that. Yes, but he can hit the big scores. One decisive gets into the high 60s, early 70s. Very capable of picking up more than one. And I say in this region, I'm just always a bit lost now because of all the leagues that have been taken out of it. You don't even get Japan and stuff anymore. So I kind of go to them, and with them playing Hajic, it's a bit muddy, isn't it? Just trying to think who else. Russia. Do we have in-season flex? I think we do. Yeah, we would have in-season flex. Is there a Russian forward or something like that? Contender. Playing in game week here. Let me just double check the leagues there. Bundesliga. Yeah, awesome. Wasn't sure. I thought I still seen Japan there. And position forward. Barasatik. He's in that same Magdeburg situation. How have you not got a Barasatik? Maybe you're doing classic. Am I just looking at in season? You probably have this in classic. You're probably shouting at me in the chat, Rico. Sorry. Haskell, good to see you. Stojkovic, yeah, I really like Stojkovic. He's been doing well. He was a nice wonder kid when he popped on the scene. Do you know if the special in season or can be? I think you need in seasons for it, mate. Yeah, of course you've got a Teak and yeah, classic forward power. You've already actually got a lot of it. Of course, I'm so just get my heat up my backside this afternoon, or this evening, depending on where you are. But yeah, so team 1 I think actually really does pick itself for you, Rico. Team 2, we've still got another good defender. We had 2 defenders, didn't we? Midfield get into the other blue guys. And yeah, I think with Regatta, Atik, they're playing Hanover. It's not great. So Inigo Vicente up to. Oh yeah, home at 10th. Yeah, so I think you're going single classic striker, double midfield in both of them. Don't think you really need to think about many of these guys. But why flip this round since we're on the market and go to midfield in season? Because Benet and Wanizek are totally... Yeah, Stojkovic. Really tough game, but he is doing it, man. Big talent. It's been a while. He got a bad injury. Yeah, he did get a bad injury. And this is for Lokomotiva Zagreb. 3 years ago. Which would make him 18. Enzo Leopold. Tiago Dantas. That's a new name on me. Raika, Portuguese mid. That is fun. Who are they playing? Oh, I'd maybe have a bit of this, by the way. They're playing Vukovar. Tiago Dantas. Rico Man. Alert, alert. Tiago Dantas. Acquire. Wow, by the way. Where did this kid come from? Has he always been Riker? AZ is this? Yeah, AZ cards. Back in the day. Anyone else? I think that's it. Fun wee guy. Where's that history tab here? Where's he been? Do we see that here? Oh, formerly of Bayern and Benfica? Oh, this is an interesting wee player, by the way. This is a Celtic player. Tiago Dantas. I wonder what type of player he actually is. Ooh. Oh, I'm going to look forward to looking into that guy. But that's Rico, man. That's great fixture. Midfielder. In season. £7 secondary. He's a Benfica kid. China starts this game week. Nice. It's always a Benfica kid, João Gonçalves, isn't it? It's always a Benfica kid. But wow, man. And the amount of Portuguese kids that go to Croatia and rip. Remember when, maybe before some of these, but Theo left Benfica, ripped. And there's been another one or two. There's one there the now. Oh no, it's a Barca kid, Dominguez, isn't it? Not quite the same, but that's what kind of chimed with me. But yeah, Rico, I think that's what I would be going after. I forget who the bloody challenger guy was. Oh, Elijah Just for like £6, £7. Tiago Dantas for £6 or £7. And lock in your second options for the week. He's a deep playmaker. Nice. What about, so yeah, the main thing I'm interested in is like tackling and defending and stuff. Has he got a bit of hatchet about him? Has he got a wee bit of the, you know, I'm thinking about deep playmaker for a bit of bite. Has he got a wee bit of the, and I know they're not Benfica boys, right? But are they more, is he more Costinha or is he more Maniche? Let me ask you that. Or neither. Don't think either of them are good examples of deep playmakers, but in terms of style, like, let me know. Rico, man, that was good fun. That was good fun. Tom Hall, Quinny, I've been scrolling through MLS because I'm going to buy a team tonight and I feel I found a hidden gem. Okay, let's check this guy out. I thought this was a request, Tom. It kind of reads like a request at first, but I don't know. Are we going to scout a whole team? Kind of done that once or twice. And of course, the market keeps moving, so happy to go back to it again. But I don't want to do it, and you're like, no, I know who I'm going after. I've already found this kid and maybe one or two others. Oh, is this guy straight out the draft? Oh, Australian. Oh, that is a interesting little one, by the way. And a 2-0 loss. Wow. Yeah, this is underlying numbers, mate. Oh. Oh, that is a bloody find, by the way. I know he's really like got a big shiny light on him right now. But that's a cheeky one, by the way. He could be good. Rapids are quite good for talent spotting. Lucas Errington. You heard it here from Tom Hall first. Let's see, after Tom Hall, James Wakefield. Hey, Quinny. Have a look at my MLS Limiteds and Rares. Only planning to play in leaderboards. Need a Krapau and a Hartel. Let's have a peek. A J underscore MS. Yeah. Limited and Rares, MLS. Let's go to Rare and work our way down. Only planning to play in leaderboards. One in season keeper. So I guess we're using. Is this guy even playing? Yeah, his scores are just so terrible you wouldn't know it. So we've got one playing in season keeper. What's the max entry on leaderboards at Rare? 2. So we're playing him in one team and we're playing one of these guys depending on fixture. Cool. So one team can have a classic outfielder, one team can't. We have Houdini. Are we using a classic defender? I know Breclo can be okay. Rafael Santos, I think he's also a former Orlando guy. He could be okay. Yeah, Orlando and the Rapids. Didn't realise that. Richie Laria's quite usable at times. Travis Jackson does not look happy to have his picture taken there, does he? Okay, the defence is okay. Defence is okay. Jordy, Paxton, potential for double mid in season. Or as a little cover play. Don't mind that from the wee Conrad. Pasalic, Sargent, big plays. Yappy's kind of in the middle ground. You're going to add in a Kripau. Guess that's an in-season probably to deal with that Garvin guy. And Hartel at Rare, which is in our mid. Yeah, so the Hartel and the Kripau probably then flesh you into third team up. You don't get to play 3 leaderboard teams at Rare, am I right? Leaderboard. Rare. MLS in season. Where does it take? I'm sure it's max entry 2, isn't it? I'm sure it's max entry 2. I can't find where to confirm that. It's a former number 10 that plays number 6 now. Oh, okay. He's a dirty wee bass. Oh, really, Ian? Very soft tackle. Ian watches a lot of Croatia. Ian, you can give me the skinny on how he's playing now, can't you? Mason, nowhere near yours, buddy. Nowhere near. Or maybe we're close, actually. We've moved on a wee bit. Is there any chance you can help me out with some advice on Streak 5 for Common Winter? Maybe a bit hard, Guido, with the winter one. Might be hard. I'll try that. Guido. And Guido, good afternoon. It's me just seeing you coming into the chat. Good to see you, mate. Don Q, good to see you. Hi, Quinny. Do you know if it has to be a special in season or can it be any? Oh, no, I think that it has to be a special in season. Sorry, I maybe misread that the first time. And in your classics, you've got top order guys, really. McGlynn's a boss. Peck can rip. You've got a Segovia classic here for Rare. We'll talk limiteds in a second. Yeah, I really like it. I'm just trying to think when you add in the other goalkeeper. I would like another defender. You've not really mentioned Rare defense. I don't know if I'm just being a bit pessimistic on a few of these guys. I think with good numbers, I think defense is going to be a numbers game. But even Houdini, who's meant to be the best one of the lot, you can't even rely on this guy to play every game. in my opinion. So I think I think you want a contemporary for him. You want another guy that's of that level or better, ideally. Or you can continue to get like, if you hold him out as the best guy, maybe you think it's Rafael Santos. Maybe he's more nailed or something. Fine, but point stands. Can we get another one that's maybe just a bit, like these guys are ranging between 25 and 30 on that gauge? Could we get a guy that's like 40 and then just leave it at there? Oh, trader was cancelled. Oh, they wanted to trade 2 for 1 on this. Nah, I'm okay. Not bored, I missed out on that. So yeah, with rare leaderboards, that's how I think. I think your defense needs a punch, needs another guy, and it could be halfway okay. And do you know what? I'm very biased. Okay. MLS defenders. There's only a few of them that I like and trust and know. Yeah, Mickey's a wee bit dodgy, but isn't. Just doesn't always rip. He looked really good against NYC. I thought, oh, Mickey, you man, you're looking good this year, son. Who was the other one that just sprang to my mind there? My boy, Malte. Has he been playing? I've not really seen his classic card much. Oh yeah, he's been playing under the new manager. That's nice. And Amundsen. So we want to look at this in-season rare. Oh, Amundsen's a wee bit punchy. I think he's got a form for that, doesn't he? He's got a wee bit of notoriety. In-season rare, yeah man. It's like a tenner? Oh. It doesn't feel like he doesn't really change the defense options you've got the way I was describing a moment ago. At a tenner, but Mickey's not bad. Mickey's not bad. So yeah, it wouldn't really change the situation. I'm just getting a wee bit, I don't know if nostalgia boards. I think otherwise you've got a good couple of classics that will help. You've got the right type of in-seasons, like types of Pasalic. Sargent's going to do well, I'm sure of it. Even Jordi Mihailovic, Paxton Aronson. Good guys. And then if you look at that Lucas Harrington that we mentioned before, so you've got a wee Rapids collection here. You get your Hartel, you get your Krapau. And let's look at limited, what we've got cooking. So we're starting with in-seasons only, not as many. So we've got Pasalic, Bombino, Brady, Mbukaze, Iago Teodoro. He's like a non-entity really, isn't he? Maybe he's somebody. Maybe you know something. But otherwise, double defence forward. So we've got a classic midfielder spot for Team 1, it feels like. The only team that we have, which is McGlynn, most likely. An in-season mid opens up Messi for you. An in-season mid, and then you can drop one of the defenders. It's just a dead easy play. Mids. MLS mids. Where's my wee watch list? Who's my kind of been my go-to? Bless me. Let's have a peek at what was on this. Anyone that looked good that's dropped in price? Tillman, 15 quid. Don't know if that's a drop or particularly appealing. Triantis is a defender? What? No. Why does it say that here? I know it says previously a mid. Yeah, it's just confusing. I'm not getting many of them, by the way. Rare commodity. So rare probabilities is stuck there as in a vault. Fair play. Okay, so he has a mid. Triantis, what's he at? 9 quid, 10 quid? I don't think his first 2 games have been great, but they've not been bad. Houston 35, Cincinnati 50. Cincinnati was at home in a 1-0 win. Austin was away in a 2-2 draw. It's not great, but it opens up Messi. You have a Paxton already. Oh no, that's at rare. Paxton at limited, 25. Yeah, let's have a peek. Let's have a peek. Limited in season mid. A good wee cheeky under the radar price is what I'm looking at. A score of 167. Wow. You're going to get a Segovia at limited, weren't you? Yeah. He's a mid, I'm sure. Isn't he? Segovia. Segovia is a mid. Yeah, so that's kind of, you're on that path anyway. Segovia is a great shout. I don't know what the price of him is. How much is he going for? Limited in season? 15. That's quite good. Especially compared to some of these other guys. That's pretty well priced. I'd love Roldan to be in that price point, but having 100 in your L5 is just not going to allow that to happen, is it? Joaquin Perea at 24 isn't bad either. Harry's boy. But yeah, the price of the Segovia is probably the best points per pound. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably the best points per pound I think you're going to get there. Unless Keaton Parks rips at £2. I don't think we're going to bank on that, are we? But at home to Orlando. Orlando's a bit of a derby for NYC. It's definitely like a grudge match. Keaton Parks at home. Could get his first start returning from injury at home. Blah blah blah. Oh, Fitzy. Fitzy. Kevin Sullivan's kind of fun, isn't he? Not nailed to start, obviously, but just seeing the price of him there. There's that Triantis at a Sunderland one down at a £5. Yeah, I think your Segovia shouts right up there with some of the best ones. I like what you've got going on here, mate. I really do. Get that classic Messi, and you've got one leaderboard team out in limited. I think limited there only is one leaderboard team, isn't there? What do you win on leaderboard again? Leaderboard. MLS in season. Play. Cash only? I was bits of it. Interesting. I'm fairly sure this is single entry, isn't it? Yeah, interesting. Okay. Maybe keep my wee... Yeah, honestly, I really like where this is, mate. I really do. Your one team is good to go. You should have done our midfielder in there. And then you can get Messi involved. Maybe one or two of the guys I've mentioned gives you some rotation options, because only having one midfielder might not be perfect. The rares I really like what you've got going on. Orlando's been shit at the start of the season, so NYC should have a good chance. I think so. NYC have been nice this season so far without being fantastic. Thank you, Mikey, for the bless you. He's tiny, so he's got a bit of the wee man syndrome. He reminds me a lot of Jason Holt, but he's so creative. His passing is better than anyone at Celtic by a country mile. Ian knows his onions. Love to hear that, Ian. I'm going to maybe pick that wee guy up. And oh no, it was Austrian football. I seen Austrian football is back on OneFootball. But I do plan on watching a wee bit more of that stuff, because we're going to try and maybe stream some bits here and there. No problem, Rico, man. Feel free to let us know once you've caught up. But yeah, James, really nice build. Really like where it's at. And with the pieces you've got, like, with me even thinking about who you're adding in, you're totally on the right track. Hopefully I've maybe highlighted a player or two that could be useful to you. Maybe play a team in the leaderboard with the Messi. That's what I was just thinking, Rico, man. I know you said that comment ages ago. That's what I was thinking, by the way. Mikey Basson, can you take a look at and give me thoughts on whether you think I have a third option for a streak team, please? I'm happy with two top sides, but wondering if Spurs could make a third. Let's have a peek at it, Mikey boy. What is this for that? Yeah, Mikey, the only thing you've not told me is what league and stuff? Oh, the chat's just ran away there. Where were we? Mason, you'll be after this. But Mikey, uh, Bosnian Kusanovic, I did see you, buddy. Don't worry. Don't worry. I did see you from before. Any more comments from Mikey? Your system. Yeah, Mikey, what league is it for streaks? What cards? Oh, I'll tell you what I can probably do. I could probably look at your game week thing. Leaderboard is multi-entry. At limited. Oh, Austrian football's back on one football, but it's not 3 anymore. Mikey, what leagues and streaks are we looking at? First, Eredivisie. Look at that, Mikey. Challenger. Mikey boy. The big essence as well. So yeah, Challenger, I'm guessing. Yeah, rare you get 2. It's the same. You get 6 lineups, but so at limited it's a 5. So 5 teams can go after streaks. 1 can go after the leaderboard. At rare it's 4 and 2, and I forget what super rare and unique is. If it's 3-3 or if it's 7 entries they get, or I can't remember how it works at that one. MLS limited. Enough for third streak team, or should just chuck in leaderboard? Okay, cool. MLS limited. Streak 3. Team 3. What do we do? Awesome, Mikey. Let's have a peek. What are we cooking? MLS goalkeeper. So Horvath is going to be in the mix, I'm sure. It's probably Drake Calendar. And you also, yeah, if you want to go team 3, classic keeper is probably Route 1. Classic defense, maybe a Ymar or Multi and whatnot can be quite useful. In season, Segura is back. Oh, Eddie, it's been so long. Eddie Segura. Justin Shea, wow. Wow. Red Bull. 2 very good picks. So Defender 3 is maybe needing picked up. There's maybe a Defender 3 in here. I don't know. So midfield, in season, Eustachio. Da Costa's not playing. Bright can be okay. And who do we have as a classic? Yeah, we need classic mids in here, don't we? Probably in both teams, unless there's a Messi. There is a Messi. And a Dryer. Yeah, we're probably going Messi Dryer for the 2 big teams. Which means the mids and everything else needs to be in season. Eustachio Bright. You said to me you've got 2 teams ready to go. So I think you need to buy a midfielder to get team 3 going. I don't see a team 3 mid here. Spearings isn't in town, as far as I know. Da Costa's not playing yet. So I think you would definitely need a team 3 mid. You have Anthony in season. Yeah, Anthony and Igvarsson are probably going to get put in and play single mids. You probably go double forward, I'm guessing then. And it'll be Eustachio single mid, Yannick Bright single mid. You've also got zinc, obviously. Yeah, I think I think crafting the zinc is maybe what's opened this to you. And you'd have zinc. You've maybe got a midfielder you could use if you back any of these guys to have a good game week, but they don't appear to be the sort of guys I'd want to really set a team against. I wouldn't trust him. St. Louis taking on Seattle. At St. Louis, might be halfway okay for him, but I wouldn't bank on it. Yeah, so I think you need to buy a defender in the mid. And what's the options to do with this again? Your spares could make a third. Zinchenko would need to be captain, and the other guys would need to be pretty perfect. I would maybe say with this, I think this is a good opportunity to maybe snipe an extra guy or two in. Because I don't think Yannick Bright is any big shakes. Eustachio's cool, but he's not a mad decisive guy. I know he's got a goal there, but he could easily go a few weeks of just bringing in those high 40s, early 50s. You know, this could be his L15, this little snapshot. So could we get somebody that's a bit more of an attacking base midfielder that gets goals and assists? And can we get another defender that reckons with those guys? And I think, yeah, you've got a team 3. Just about. There's maybe one compromise player getting made. You're using the classic keeper. You've got Zinchenko's captain. But what have we got set up here now? Midfielder. I don't know what Segovia is at limited, but at rare, he was very hard to argue with, point profile wise and all that caper. I don't think we're on page 1, are we? No, we're on page 3. Yannick Bright's a tenner. Just for a bit of context. Cannot believe the price of that Tverskov, by the way. James is 20 quid. Don't know if that fixes your problem or gives you more of them. Yeah, midfield was actually quite hard, wasn't it? Segovia at 15 is really hard to argue with. Keaton Parks for 2 quid. That's the sort of guy you could pick up for that team. Because Parks gets in the box and stuff. It's not great, but that's the sort of thing I'm thinking about. That guy that's kind of halfway alright for that midfield that's a bit more, it's just a bit backable. This Conrad Wallem was in somebody else's gallery before. He looks the part to some extent. 6 quid. Doesn't look a bad pickup. Brian Ojeda over there. 4 quid. Was he not cooking last year? He was the man, was he not? Yeah. So, Brian Ojeda, if you want to be anti-NYC this week. Manu Garcia, semi-interesting, but on a rubbish team. Wee Paxton, 16 quid. Maxi for a tenner. Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Yeah, defense would probably be way better. Points per pound. Oh, the Harrington's a rookie as well. Oh, that's a lovely. That's going to be popular this year if he continues to score well. Some are quite punchy in defence, aren't they? The demand is real. Manu Dua, Jesus, man. I won his in season when San Diego had no matches left last year. I think I maybe got. Sorry, I tell him, I think I got like one playoff game utility out of him. He did rubbish anyway. It wasn't in a good team for me. Wow. Guy is very highly rated this year. Oh, 20 quid for Thiago, that's a bit much. Malte for 12. Semi-interesting. I think with like 15 to 20 quid, Mike, you can get Team 3 off the ground. I don't know if it's because it's a fire card, but this one's really talking to me. Seems alright. cheers for that. Yeah, mids are really difficult this season so far. They're all or nothing. Yeah, the Segovia feels like good points per pound, like we've mentioned a few times. Again, depending on really where you're at with the team free thing, Keaton Parks for £2 is quite usable. Somebody like that. You might have your own personal preference. I don't recommend Keaton Parks to everyone. I think that's the kind of range you're looking at without like, okay, we're making team one better, and the result of making team one better will open up team three as a result, because there'll be that kind of cascade of people moving down in that midfield spot for you. So if you're not going to do that, which I don't think that's where you're at right now, I would maybe just try and get some of those other, like your man for a fiver is no bad. Again, I'm very biased and maybe get your man tinted glasses on, but you know, there's defenders and mids. You know, a five to £10 defender, £10 to £20 mids. That'll make team three quite viable. And as you know, the randomness of MLS, sometimes those are the guys that are your hero. Get this John Gallagher for a fiver. First two games, 77 and 64. He plays everywhere. Where's he playing right now? He's playing right back, sorry. He's got a clean sheet bonus in the second game. The first game, he didn't. 2-2 draw, still brought in a 77. Obviously got a decisive here. But AA, it says 17 net, but obviously he's conceded 2 goals here, which is taking away 8 points. So he's got like 25 on AA. Positive. John Gallagher is a very underpriced card, I think, looking at this. Very underpriced. He's been in the league for a number of years. He's a known element in that regard. Austin, very much a known kind of thing. Brendan Hines-Ike's not in a too dissimilar spot. He's a centre-back, though, so it's maybe just a bit more meh-looking, a bit more mustardy. Whereas with those full-backs, yeah, those mustardy games are maybe a bit more limey. A bit more lime green. So sometimes they can kill you, though. Don't get it wrong, but feels like Austin, people are high on them this year. They're in a good place. I think that's a good fiver to spend. Personally, Sviatchenko's kind of fun at £2. Sviatchenko's fun. Good guy, good player. I'm a big fan of Jack Mayer. Doesn't really seem like he's nailed again. That's unfortunate. He's looked really good. I know Zimmerman's moved on. He's a good wee guy. But yeah, I really like that John Gallagher, Mikey, for you. Omar Valencia, who's 2 different people on his cards. I love that. Big difference from last year is it Duha. Oh yeah, I think it was a mid card I had, Donkey. I think you're spot on there. That's exactly what it was. Team 1 is Horvat, Shea, Eustachio, Dreyer, Ingvarsson. Team 2 is Calendar, Eddie Segura, Bright, Messi, Zink. Ooh, lovely. So your Anthony is your leftover then, which is fine. Anthony leftover. Classic keeper. John Gallagher. I say you could throw Keaton Parks in for £2. Like, you know, you could spend under a tenner and get the team off the ground. And then you've got extra men anyway for the 5th pair, whoever you're most trustworthy of for that final spot in the team 3. Oh, Martin Ojeda. That's the Ojeda we're just losing my marbles today, haven't I? That's the Ojeda. Not that Brian one. But yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a team 3 on the go. I just think you need to be, you need to keep that. You need to give a bit of a floor on ability for who you're adding in. Otherwise, Boloroo is a team that we had a name that we had a lot of fun saying the other day, and he kind of, he's got a wee bit of something about him. Tenor. San Jose, we don't. Maybe with Werner, maybe that's okay. I don't know. But yeah, good luck, Mikey. Let me know what you get up to. After Mikey, we had Mason Miller. I said, can you review my gallery, specifically MLS and League 1? Mason Miller. Oh, caramba. Let's have a peek. I'll do MLS first because that's just kind of at the front of my brain right now. days like today's, I miss the studio, because if I ever did get dragged into the real world to do some work and then I'd come back, I used to love just sitting in the studio and smoking on stream. I used to love it, man. Uh, I used to know. Enjoy this while you can. So let's see, we've got Pools Camp, we've got Zach Steffen. It's 2 in seasons and a couple of classics for keepers. That's fun. So we've only got 2 classic outfielders. Will we get one of them in defence? No, that's fine. Maybe Jackson Reagan, but it looks like you've got plenty of defence to cover you. Omar Valencia, yeah, that doesn't look like him. Oh my god, that looks like a guy. That is a spitting image of a guy called Lewis that was in a team. He played for my team a few times, but it was in the club that I coached. That's obviously not the Omar Valencia. I'd love to. Who is that actual picture? Because his name, I won't say the surname, but if his name is Lewis and he's Scottish, I'm gonna go on a limb and say I know that guy. Very, very striking resemblance. I don't think it's him, obviously, but very striking. That is hilarious. So yeah, you've got plenty of in-season defence. Double Raul Gustavo. You crafted a second. That is pretty sweet. You've got Eddie Segura, Jaquil Marshall-Rutte, Mbokaze, Justin Hackattack, the Hack Daddy himself. Kessler, of course, our wee favourite. Peyton Miller, Walker Zimmerman. Yeah, defence is cool. What about mid? We've only got 9 of them. I've got a feeling the mids might have the classics. Leuven can be okay. Mukhtar, we love. Bassett is good to go. Zawarski's fine. Triantis Arnson. Cifuentes has started 44.53 this season. That's not too bad. Looks like he's maybe getting his groove back on. What do the classics look like? We've got a McGlynn and a Bogey and a Hartel. I like the mid. Let's see up front. Pasalic, Almiron, Forsberg. Oh, yeah, man. You're set up front. I really like. Now, you've not got Dry or Messi, whatever, but you've got the layer below. Love these forward picks, by the way. Yeah, I'm really a big fan of that, Mason. Do you have any classic forwards out of curiosity? Yeah, we've got plenty if we want them. Mullers and whatnots. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, I really like what you've got going on here. I think just seeing the quality you've got up front, I think part of the reaction or the instinct will be to double them up quite a bit. And when I double back to the midfield, yeah, we've got Hani. It gets all the Fanny Mukhtar. Yeah, I suppose Cole Bassett's not bad for the second team. Especially if Portland are good, because Cole Bassett's a good player. But he's not a one-man band. These are guys can all be... Yeah, I just think I look at the midfield, and I think because of the level of striker you've got, I know Hani's in that category, but you'll have 2 teams, you know. I think you'll have 2 great teams of double forwards ready to rock, even if one of them's a classic. Oh, or... No. Yeah, let's say it's Almiron Forsberg, or Pasalic Forsberg, whatever. And it's a classic mid for Team 1, and you use that McGlynn, or Hartel, depending on situation, or Bogey. And then, yeah, the other team's Hani. No, I'm with it now. I really like it. I really do like it. Yeah, honestly, mate, I think you've done great with this build. Without really, we need a few weeks to maybe pass to see the leaderboard streak dynamic and whatnot. But honestly, I think you've got good numbers, good profiles, good levels. Not too reliant on classics, really, either. I think this is good, Mason. Honestly, really, really good. That's how we peak at League One. And in-season McGlynn would help a lot, of course. Of course it would. Before I move away, sorry. I was just going to go to League One, but yeah, before we do that, what is an in-season McGlynn? So again, like, in-season McGlynn's cool, yeah, 36. So is he the best, like, mid-30s price point for mid. I suppose he will be hard to beat. Yeah, by the way, it might be hard to beat on that price point, especially when RDP is 50 quid. I think NFM is a good shout, but he's a wee bit more expensive. I like McGlynn, obviously, a lot. Let's look at page 2. I think if you were to add in an in-season McGlynn, it makes you like way stronger through 3 teams rather than 2 teams. I think that's the main benefit you'll get from it, because you'll still be able to flex your forward pieces the way you have. You get great defense options. You could even double defense up if you wanted for team 3. I think that's the main thing it gives you, is just an increase in strength and then an increase in viable line or like really cooking lineups. Yeah, I think it's really hard to argue with him. Points per pound, 35 quid. If you've got that scope, he will fill a hole. You can still play the classic as well. You could go double McGlynn essentially over the strategy. Got no match this weekend, by the way, due to the Revs changing up their field. Oh, so yeah, no McGlynn this weekend, sorry. Mason Miller, Don Q with the Alpha. Love that. I'm patiently waiting for Owen Wolf to come back. $25 isn't bad for him compared to his price in early access, says Robert Perez. That's a good shout. I did notice him. He does stand out here at 17 quid at the moment, $25. That might go to... personally, I just don't know when he's back. But yeah, like I mentioned before, Austin seems to be in a good place. I'm getting a guy like him in. I'm a big Christian Roldan fan as well. Big CR7 fan. Isn't that quite that McGlynn level, so I don't think he's as good value as McGlynn at that price. But let me check out Rusnak, because Rusnak's really if you're going to buy a Sounders guy, you buy Rusnak. Yeah, he's a wee bit... By the way, if you can get the auction's at 44 right now. I guess there's wheel tickets and crap, isn't there? But Rusnak at 40, I would take that over McGlynn. No bother. No secondary market listings, it appears. Even a classic Rusnak, do you have one of them? Because Rusnak is quite cheap at classic. Let's see. Yeah, a classic Rusnak, by the way, could be nice. Should be mid to late March for Wolf at Austin, says Robert Perez. I would take that as after the international break in March then, personally. Rusnak. I like Rusnak. Generally. I think MLS... Do you want to target fixtures? Is there much of a... Honestly, like, I think, unless you've got, like, a home advantage situation... I was listening to Laird. He had a podcast or a live stream a few days ago. He made live yesterday or this morning. And he was chatting about buying a defender, but he didn't like the fact that they were away from home. And I kind of think for MLS, like, good defenders away from home, I think that's kind of the thing you want. You know, you want them to face some stuff, but you don't want them to lose. You want them to win or draw the game, where they don't concede that much. Ideally, get a clean sheet. But you want them to be active, and depending on who it is, Seattle have got a semi-favourable fixture this week, I'm sure, but they're away. Who are Seattle away to? Away to St. Louis, yeah. Like, I don't mind that at all for Rusnak. I think there's lots of AA to be had. One decisive, you're happy. Yeah, St. Louis, 1 goal scored in 2. Obviously, it's only 2 games went, but I like Rusnak. I like Rusnak. Rodan's maybe a bit cheaper and a bit more easy to get, but Rusnak's just the guy, really, for Seattle. Otherwise, in terms of who's the guy for this weekend, again, it's maybe a bit diving into the fixtures and the weeds a bit. And I think MLS, I don't think there's a great ROI on that for time spent. You know, I think you can be quite surface level with just who's on form and who's like not got a brutal situation in front of them. Yeah, I'm not looking at many of these matchups thinking, oh yeah, look at that one. Bulls at home at Montreal is kind of workable. I wouldn't mind a Red Bulls midfielder in, excuse me, in this context. You had a Red Bulls player already, didn't you? Who did you have? Was it Forsberg or something? Yeah, you had Forsberg. Any mids worth having? Brigade and Mehmeti, he's like 50 quid, isn't he? And he's dangerous at 50 quid because he might be a flash in the pan. And he might start getting kicked all over the pitch and not play as well. Ravul Kaba, I think there's a big reputation for this guy. Julian Hall's a forward. Jesus, man, how many forwards have they got? Yeah, the mid spot for New York is fecked with that Forsberg position change. I guess that's a big reason for why that Mehmeti's so punchy on price. NFM's good at 40 quid. I like him. NFM, Nicholas Fernandez Marcao is good at that price point compared to some other cards we've seen there. And I think Rusnak's just about in that zone as well. So we peek at Liga 1. Moridio, Restes, Donovan, Penders, all the keepers, all the guys. Doubled up on the Ngoy, love that. One's a craft, one's a rookie you bought 6 months ago. That is fun. That is fun. Klaus. Okay, so it's like non-PSG, except for Zabarnier or whatever. Cool. Mids. Midfield just feels a bit tier 2. I know some of them are tier 1 guys, obviously. Like this Denoy looks like he's having a party. Caceres Jr., former New York Red Bull player, actually. Doing pretty well right now. Sangar we like. This Papi Diop, by the way. Anything but a tier 2. Fair play to him. Oh, I remember seeing him on. I remember the Nuremberg. I remember it may have been you, Mason. But yeah. But generally, like if I'm just thinking across the strategy and whatever, and I know like Liga, and I didn't play it for long, but I played it for, and it's so temperamental. It feels like I like the strikers a lot. It's kind of hard to really see anything here beyond either filling out more of a Lons collection just because they're top of the table, or any squad really for that matter. If you've got like a strategy here, you've got a very workable fantasy football roster of guys. PSG is the obvious one, but the only thing I think there is to maybe take this to being a bit more competitive is getting more of an anchor into some of the bigger squads, the better squads, the ones that are in the top 4 of the league that have some pieces that you don't have. But beyond that, really like high numbers. 11 forwards, in season and classic, obviously. Let's just go to in season only. Like for 4 limited teams, 5 keepers, 16 defenders, 20 mids, and 7 strikers. Never mind all the classic versatility you've got. It's plenty for 4 lineups. The only thing this is, you're looking at Vitinhas and co. You know, there's not, or like, as I say, like Lons, or no, I'm just saying Lons because I know they're up there, but Marseille, even if they get their act together, or suppose France isn't too exciting right now for that type of thing. But yeah, honestly, I don't think there's much more beyond like, oh, have you got an Endrick or that kind of vibe? Just go and get this random other guy that you don't have in the random guy collection yet. So yeah, I think with this, I say I'm only ever motivated when this is one of my strategies to buy captains. To buy in somebody that puts it over the top, that makes it happen. Or what I normally do is I'll consolidate the crap out of it and just boil it down to like, what am I keeping next season? And obviously the lens for me hasn't always been in that in-season vibe the way it is now, but I have always been conscious with try to get out of some cards when there's demand for them. Because price is price, and price will move. But regardless of what the price is at any given time, if there is no demand, you will not sell it. And the best time to sell something is when there's demand, is what ultimately my kind of ethos with Sorare cards. So I'm not saying there's mad demand for some of these guys or whatever, but if there's no room, scope, or appetite to get Vitinha or something like that, or go and get a big squad collection to bolster this, then maybe it's, okay, build the teams. Who didn't get in? List them all. And then just do that until you either run out of cards or people stop buying them. And then whatever you've got left, obviously you can just roll around with that. Maybe bot it up later on or something. You'll still be churning, getting some utility and shedding cards at once. Maybe you can do that more deliberately. So it's like, okay, well, I'm keeping the Toulouse guys or whatever. So, no problem, Rico man. Hope it helped. Hope it helped. Yeah, fair enough. Always appreciate. No, I really appreciate the support, Mason. Thanks for the request, and I'm glad you found any of that useful. Not that I'm surprised, but you know, I'm always grateful you find it useful. Experience is normally useful to someone. Not being big-headed or anything, but you know, I've played Sorare for a while. You know, I've had strategies like this, and they're the two kind of trains of thought I normally think make it worthwhile, or is the smart thing to do, or whatever. Excellent. After Mason, let's see. The Kusanovic, I've got you here, but I'm doing member, so I'll catch you at the end. Next, I've got Torador. And then after Torador, we've got Guido. And then I think it was Guido the late one. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. So we're at Torador. Is there any chance you can help me with MLS Rare Streak 3? Oh, Torador. Yeah, you knocked me. Put me to shame with that. I had to even think, is that possible? Put me to shame. Indiana Jones 11. What a Discord. Or it's your X handle now. That's hilarious. Torador, love it. I was tempted to skip this weekend, but Sport and Art playing next week and still no Danish mark. So I'm going for it and then skip next week if it's 5. That's smart, Rico. Yeah, it's kind of, I was talking to Tony, actually, Tony Watt, a few weeks ago. He was in a similar spot. He had Challenger Streak 4, Rare and Limited, ready for a midweek. And he was going to play both of them. And anyway, it was like a Celtic, it was like it was one of those SPFL midweeks. It was only like 2 weeks ago. You'll remember the one better than I will, I'm sure. And anyway, I'm pretty sure through the conversation anyway, you're just talking back and forth, he played limited but didn't play rare. And I think he was really glad he did that because there was some random screw up. Like, I don't know, Tierney didn't play, or I can't even mind what it was. It was something, but they were just wrecked some lineups. I still had one thing that was halfway okay, but if you built streaks, you were crucified. So sometimes, yeah, that's you know, if you take the gamble on this one this week, then at least you know, like, you're skipping it next week at a proper time. With him having limited and rare, it was like you can play limited, and if it does bust on you, you're not going to be gutted. But if you don't play, which is kind of where your parallel is with the story, which is probably what's brought it to my mind. If you don't play and it hits, you'll be just so raging because you could have been one step further along the yellow brick road, and then you've got to wait even longer to get a team back out because you've waited, and you'd have a further wait, obviously. Also, Quinny, have a look at Derry Moorkin since he joined Derby. Have a look at him. Derry Moorkin. Does he have cards? Oh, he's got a picture. He has cards. Oh, Rico man has the alpha on this guy. Oh, guys. Contender streaking. Rico man, you were doing that. You maybe have this guy, and I totally threw shade on him. I owe him an apology. I'm sure you can hand that to him in person for me. Quinny says sorry. I did not know your game. Whoever that meme is. That is exciting. If you can keep that up in the championship, he'll be a gem. Absolute gem. But Malba, rare MLS free. Let me get back on track. Rar. Oh, we've not got much. Okay, this is probably the whole rig. That's cool. MLS, where am I? Sorry. Posizione. 2 goalkeepers. Threes and Taco Oka. You've got very good taste, Torador. That's why you'll be on the streak already. Yeah, double defense or single defense. You've got the options. I like all 3 of those guys. Now, we did have a classic keeper, didn't we? So we can only use 1 classic. It's probably going to be Dryer. Single forward in each team. So that means the Dryer team is going to need probably the double defense around it. Blackman. Now, this is actually a derby, so like you maybe know this, or I know this anyway from being a Seattle supporter of sorts. But their derby up there is called the Cascadia Cup or whatever, and it's between Seattle, Portland, obviously, and Vancouver. Vancouver are kind of the third wheel. So Portland, Vancouver is actually a bit of a spicy game, which means I think he'll play well. I think he'll be up for it. Need to watch out for bookings and stuff. They're away from home. Maybe you want to go Glesnes instead. They're playing the Rapids away. I'd probably rather take Blackman. Anyway, Blackman, Thiago, Dryer Classic with 3s and goals. And then probably White. Big game goals for him. And yeah, Jovic. So then team 2, you're looking at Taco Oka. So no more classics allowed. Glesnes. Bogey. I like Miranchuk, but I don't know if I'd be building a team and being happy with him being in it. And then Jovic. So, Torador. Yeah, I think... Now, we've actually covered quite a lot of it already. In the sense of just maybe not completely rare and something that's a bit tailored for you. But we have been in the market for rares, for budget-y type defenders and mids. I think for you, the main... This week, Vancouver Portland's not great, right? But I wouldn't be running away from it. And LA away to whoever they had for your Glesnes. Again, it's not wild. I don't think there's bad fixtures here necessarily. It's just... Oh, maybe it is for Atlanta. No, sorry, not Atlanta. Somebody's away to San Diego. Kansas, with your Jovic. Oh, yeah, no Houston then. The Revs have moved. So you don't even have Bogey this week. Right. You've got 3 defenders. I don't think we need a defender. I think we need a midfielder. I think we need a mid. Ooh. And what does streak 3 payout on the triple Hujumakai? It's like 300 quid, isn't it? I got him in rare as he signed. Love that. Love that Rico, man. Of course you did. What the freaking freak was that? Oh yeah, streaks. What the payout? What the hell's MLS? I'm sure it's $300. Again, it's a nightmare to just click on this and say, oh, there's there. Yeah, $300. I genuinely think you need a top end. I know bogeys cost you a few here. I think that's the sort of mid you need, because you're going to need them for streak 4, hopefully, and you've not got bogey. problem with MLS is so many of them are flaky. Flaky, flaky, flaky. I think Fernandez Marcao is, again, on penalties. At home, up front, on a lot of sets and stuff. I think it's kind of hard to look past him at that price point. I'd like to get him cheaper, obviously, personally, and I'd like you to get him cheaper. I'd like you not to spend as much. But I just think if you're on streak 3, and I know Torador, you're not a budget player most of the time. You have nice cards, generally speaking. Paxton's not bad. It's 68 quid. This is a German card, but so you need to watch out for that. LA and then NYC next. Not great games, but I don't think you look at them and worry about a guy like Paxton. If he's on form, he'll be fine. If he's on form, Pep BL, 100 quid. Austin and Miami, horrible start to the season. I would not be paying 100 quid for that. Yeah, man. Without spending mad oodles of money, it is a tough spot. Wow, Gazdag's only 35 quid now. I know he's been crap since he got to Columbus, but surely that doesn't continue. He's not on to play at the weekend. I just find that surprising. Cifuentes at 16 quid might be a wee bit under the radar. I know he's not brilliant, but compared to Miranchuk, and I know you crafted this guy, but Alzate, his name rings a bell. Is he good, or was he good? Ah, he was in the championship. That's how I know his name. A Hull player. Cool. I do like Miranchuk. I don't want to. Oh, Andre Gomez moved, didn't he? When he plays, he could be unreal. Like, he could genuinely be up there with Heel and Dryer and all that. Andre Gomez. At Columbus. Yeah, that could be wild. Not going to help anyone this weekend, though. Talking about budget players before, by the way, Atuesta. Certainly off peak, but 12 quid feels a bit. Super cheap. Bogey's down at 40 quid. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm not sure anyone back here is going to be useful. Samasiku off the bench for 2 games. Again, if this guy starts to start and play all the time, very good Bundesliga midfielder, always injured, but would be unreal in theory in MLS. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any hidden Ricky Puig. 13 quid in the season, imagine. Yeah, not going to help anyone this weekend. But yeah, Torador, I think that's the main thing I'll be looking at for you, mate, is as a midfielder. I don't think for Streak 3, which requires you to get 440, there's many nice options to walk into. Roldan for 86 is, again, if he was like 70 or 60, I could maybe get behind that because he's a good player in a fine fixture. Rossi's 176. Marco Rolls Royce. Away, he's not been great. It's been okay. Well, Marco Royce is kind of alright, but do you know, I kind of, yeah, I kind of like Royce a little bit, but you just know he's going to break your heart at some point with random injuries or letdowns. That guy scored really well for a bit last year. Did he not? Yeah. Yeah, we Vena 4. I think they played him up front for a bit. I think he played kind of everywhere last year. Yeah, it's kind of slim pickings in that way. Let's have a wee peek at auctions. Because there should be 1,000 of them. Secondary market isn't going to have every player available on it. Adamir Chavez. That's so funny. There's a Rusnak. I'd probably get NFM or Rusnak. No, don't. I've just seen who's bidded on this Rusnak. Don't outbid him. I'll get in a lot of trouble. Don't outbid him. I'll get in a lot of trouble. What does Rodan go for on auction? Rusnak and N. Oh yeah. Rusnak on Rodan on auction. Way more interesting. Evander's not. Oh, Joaquin Pereira on auction. Yeah, 50, 60 quid for him. They're playing Nashville. Away. Not great, but again, I wouldn't let that put you off. There's enough of that going around in MLS. If our DP wasn't so wild, he would be pretty solid. I mean, wild in terms of pricing. There's not going to be anyone on page 2 here, is there? But yeah, I'd look at Fernandez Marcao on auction. Try and not bid on that Rustak if you can, because I just know who's after it. Seb, that's too expensive. Wow, by the way. Joaquin Pereira. Why would we peek at instant buy? See if that reveals any options. Oh, hi, Augustine. I'll put it into the chat there now. But if you're ever after your gallery reviews and stuff like that, I do that for the channel members. If you want to become a channel member, you can do so by clicking the join button that's just below the stream. The link to join to become a member is in like every video. I'll put it in the chat right now. It's £1 a week, £4 a month. I do this stream every Thursday for all the channel members. I give away all of the limiteds I win in craft to the members. We have a Telegram group, and we also do a lot of MFL content with the members as well. It's £1 a week, £4 a month. All goes to supporting the channel, except for the cut that YouTube take for themselves, obviously. And yeah, you can. Some of these galleries I look at every week, you know, for a while, and then people obviously they achieve their stuff, and maybe they don't need to talk about what they're missing anymore and whatever until the next league comes out or turns its head on. Let's get the league filter back on here for instant buy. McGlynn isn't playing, yeah. NFM, instant buy and secondary markets quite closely together. There's no instant buy Rusnak. Ooh. I don't think. Jordi, not a bad guy. Jordi Mihailovic. There's Rusnak there, 187. Yeah, and maybe it'll come down if the next auction's quite low. Like if the next auction goes into those like 120s, 130s, if we can leave Decepticon 1 after that auction, then maybe it bring the instant buy down by a couple of quid, you know. The only reason I'm saying that about because we were, me and Sam were actually chatting earlier, and he's like, "So and so's keep outbidding me on Rustak." So I cannot send anyone to outbid him. He will not forgive me. Joaquin Pereira instant buy, not too bad. Otherwise, I think that's probably about the size of it, mate. I do feel your pain here, because getting a midfielder ready to take you to streak free is not going to be cheap or easy. But you've got a good build and a good start, mate. And I think if you do it, you'll pay off a good chunk of what you've got already. Adding another guy into it, though, does kind of dilute that, especially when you had 130 sitting there for Bogey, who can't even participate this game week. Another forward would be kind of handy, but I think midfielder's the real edge to get. Because eventually then when everyone's fit, you can get Zinker and Bogey together, you can get Dreyer and the new guy together. So you can have like 2 quality double mids, swap them around as you please. And that will kind of carry forward a bit longer for me, I think. Mehmeti, yeah, we looked at him before. I've just got a wee tiny fear that he's flashing the pan. And it's not anything to do with him or anything, right? It's also just a fact of young players. Well, they're not consistent. Fact of the matter. Yamal, whatever, maybe the exception. Of course, he is a bit special, isn't he? This guy looks crazy good. Great fixture. It is kind of hard to look past him. I agree, actually, when you really look at this. Wow. Against 2 good teams also, by the way. Oh, rares are... Again, at this price, I'm not buying them. I would buy Fernandez, Marquette, or Rusnak before this guy. Because again, if I really want this guy and if I'm really high on getting the rookie, it doesn't even look like a rookie, by the way. Yeah, I can't spend money on that. It's not even a rookie. Is that because he played one fucking game last year? Sorare and their stupid rules. That was even this season. That was August, yeah. Oh, come on, man. Good shout, but I think at the price for rare, I'm not. I can't really hold that one out. It's like it's the guy, you know. I'm sure he'd be fine if you get him. Don't get me wrong, Torador. But yeah. And then after you, we had Guido. Is there any chance you can help me out with some advice for Streak 5? Oh yeah, Winters. Was there anyone after you? No, it was just our pal Kusanovic, the new boy in the chat. Can you take a look at my card and see what I should do? Yeah, so we'll have a look at you after Guido. And Guido, is it Dutch King? No, I don't think it's this one. Maybe Dutch King 92. Is that you, Guido? It feels like it's you. Let me get the screen sorted. Tim, good to see you. Tim Tweep. You going live tomorrow for Celtic? Yeah, I'll definitely be doing Celtic content tomorrow, Michael. I was out, I got dragged into the real world today for the second day this week, and it's just taking so much time away from me, and I'm then kind of spinning plates, and I don't want to sound like a tube, right? Because obviously I make YouTube videos, but see, you need to be up for it. It's probably just the best way of putting it. You know what I mean? And when I finished all that crap I had to do today, even yesterday, I just wasn't up for it. See, if you're not up for it, the right energy doesn't go into it. I don't want to. It's not like you would wind anyone up or piss anyone off or anything, but I just don't want people to see a bad video. You know, if I can avoid it. So I was kind of semi tempted to maybe do it tonight, the Aberdeen breakdown, but I am generally creamered. Yeah, Guido, your name in this is Guido Dutch 92. I'm quite inclined. Yeah, Dutch King 92. You get there, you're there. I have like 8k essence and 30 gems left to spend. Wow. Well done, mate. So, can I see this? See cards. Yeah, I don't think I can see it, mate. Gallery, collections. Yeah, I can't see your sets. I don't believe. Oh, I got some wheel tickets. That means I must have won my wee auction. Lovely. Let's spin this bad boy. First wee wheel tickets I've had. 100 limited essence for you guys. Give me a big sweaty clue. Oh, great. 1. Cheers, guys. But it must just tell me... No, it's not come up yet. But I won an auction. Should be telling me that. Or would... Oh, no, those tickets were maybe for the Johnny Shore. It never came through. Can we open Johnny Shore? Reveal. Yeah, let's do it. I meant to do that before. Come on, he's a special. Ah! Nuts. No, we want that to change club. We want that to change club. I'm not changing those guys. What was that? Yeah, I can't look at your sets, Guido. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, sorry, man. I appreciate you appreciating the effort. So Bosnian. So Augustin, I tried to answer you. I've put the thing in the chat in case you're interested, buddy. But my pal Kusanovic, who loves the content that I do and he loves the content that Laird does. He's always in the live chats, but this is his first time chatting. And it's Bosnian with a 4. Oh, you've got a lot of cards. Now, I'm not going to be able to do the whole tail of the tape. What have you been buying recently? Love that you've jumped on the Andre Gomez shout, by the way. Love that. I really hope that pays off for you. Really hope that pays off. Oh, you've got 2 of them. Dollar cost averaging your way down. Love that, mate. Love that. Good play. Good play, Kusanovic. It's kind of hard to really judge without getting onto the bonnet, right? But this is your second page, yeah, of players. And I know there's a lot of leagues here. I can see Champ, I can see Belgium, I can see MLS, I can see France. And this is in the order that you've been getting them, right? I did look at the top order a minute ago. Oh yeah, sorry, I want to change that and look at page 2 again, sorry. I did that kind of half the wrong way around. I think it limited for the volume of cards you've got. I always want to just check on the second page because at the top end of these L15 or L10 charts, they can be quite fickle. Where like a Rusnak's a 57, for example, and isn't on page 1. We have somebody like Wirtz, currently injured and whatnot. But I think for having close to 500 cards, limited. I don't know how long have you been in the game for, Bosnian? I suspect a bit. Yeah, 2024, so 2 years. Again, I don't know how you're dividing your talent pool between in-season and classic when it comes to the champ players. But I would maybe, yeah, I think for the amount of cards you've got, I'm just thinking you're maybe touching a few too many competitions. Like if let's just start with Prem. What do we have in there? Got like a page of guys with Bruno, Caicedo, Wirtz, and Kobe in the best. Bundesliga. I know you'll play some of these guys in Champ, or you'll play a lot of them in Champ. You won't be playing in-season Bundesliga. But they're kind of pointless besides that. A lot of them, they're not too usable. Some of them are. This is clearly, yes, so it's clearly like a classic Champ situ we've got. Maybe a bit of under 23s with some of them. I like the Real Madrid boys here, of course. Ligue 1. Yeah, so this is like a good classic Champ kind of build you've got. It is going to be a difficult 7 to build. Just with fixtures, rotation, time of year, and whatever. But I actually kind of like what you've got there without going right over it. Jupiler. These are all-star cards, I guess. Eredivisie. A few of them are okay, I guess, but I guess they're all-star. J-League. A few bits and bobs. K-League. A couple of pieces. Serie A. Again, those help the champ guys and Challenger, if there's any of that going in. And then let's stop from this and go to regions. Challenger. It's got 2 pages, the guys. top order. I like Azil Begovic and Osman a lot, but it's not really for that region. It's a bit. It's fine for like 2 lineups, maybe one in terms of like the top pieces. And in contender, Paredes. What are you again? Boca. Ooh, wow. Oh wow. Totally missed the boat on that. Yeah, I think your problem here, Kusanovic, if I can be, without going into this right under the bonnet, is you've got, I don't know how many strategies we've looked at, maybe 4 or 5. They're all like the same level. They've all got about a page worth of players. Some of them are quite good. 1 or 2 of them are exceptional here and there. But it feels like if you were to look at your like spread of strength, and I'm sure, but if we really looked at this properly, the way we do with the members normally, we would find it. But I think you just spread yourself quite evenly too far across. I would look at maybe chopping 1 or 2 of these strategies out and making one of them way better. It's all I can kind of go over, buddy. I can do it in more detail if you're a channel member and whatever, but I feel I just wanted to kind of talk on it because you're a long time subscriber and whatnot. Yeah, I would say so. Because that's what I was thinking when I was looking at your recency as well. Is like you're kind of like currently buying all over the place. I'm guessing you crafted the Valencia, whatever, but Oosterwolde, MLS, Korea, MLS, Scotland, champion or England, sorry, Leeds fans. Chale, Prem, Chale, MLS. You know what I mean? That was kind of my first thought when I was looking at this. I'm like, you're kind of buying. This is in the last 13 days. Like, you're kind of buying everywhere. I get MLS right now because of obvious reasons. I get why you would do some of this stuff because some of these guys are just right cheap. You crafted Azil Begovic, love that, and then you've went and got some pieces for him. Totally on board with that. Don't get me wrong. But why buy these K-League guys? Yeah, I mean, because you crafted one. I think with your K-League, you only had like 4 cards, didn't you? Like, yeah, man. Why buy this guy for £7? That's kind of probably a nice wee summary of what I see here as a bird's eye view. Like, why do this K-League stuff now? Why? I know you crafted a guy. Cool. Sell him or trade him. Is in essence the way I would touch on this for you, buddy. Oi, oi. Right, peeps. I think that's about all she wrote for me. I've had a nice midweek, by the way. I've had a nice midweek. Look at my champ. 9th D2, sadly. Kelleher, clean sheet. Frimpong, 55. Tate, didn't score, but a wee 50. Cherky started. Pep Roulette, locked in for me. Despite Man City not winning. Nice wee chunk of essence for that. Could be cool. Under 23, yeah, there's still cards to run, so it's not over yet. Projected 11th. If I can hang in top 10, I'll be proud of that. Under 23, I kind of want it promoted. That's all I care about. Celtic stuff. Negren didn't start, but he came off the bench and scored. I had Tierney's everywhere. No clean sheet, sadly. A bit of essence. D1 promotion here. The nada there. Giveaway team gets a wee bit of essence if it hangs on. And then that team did nothing. The Bad Batch Celtic guys was kind of halfway okay, by the way. Didn't do anything, but 9 points from a reward with all these crap scores. You know, one of those midweeks, eh? And then we've still got Shaq and Kamada to run at the back end for this team, which I've got no faith in, but 88 points from a reward. This could sneak into something at the end. Nice wee fun midweek. 1600 essence. Majority of that in rare. Happy with that. Happy with that. Me and Harry Trades will be live tomorrow. Oh, really? But okay, got you. You were trying to play the bidding game and get a ticket. I get you. I've actually got a bid on a card now. and it's to get one more MLS card for the collect. So I'll get a lot more XP. Team, and it's just like our backup guy again, obviously. $25 minutes. So hopefully I'll get a couple of wee tickets from a wee Drew Baera. Nicholas Fernandez Marcao auction, by the way. For like any of you guys we were chatting about rare mids for. Could be a nice one to jump on. Maybe the threes as well, by the way. 4 hours to go, only one bidder on it. Maybe want to try and snipe. But yeah, thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Thanks to all the channel members. We do have giveaways, and I really want to get them done. I hate hanging on to giveaway cards for too long. I hate it. But we've got a fair little trap, by the way. We've got Arnaud Martinez, who we've had for like a month now. Jesus. Messi. Warlison, who was donated to us. Theo Asgard, who I crafted. Yuxik, who I crafted. Conrad Harder and Robert Andrich were donated. I think they were donated by Thomas Ronyon, if memory serves me right. But we've had some great donations from the community. Warlison being one of them as well. I think that came from Josh Thorpe. And I think it might have been Liam or Shane, one of you guys, that donated the Messi. It was Shane, Mini-Me. Thank you again for the generosity, guys. But yeah, I want to get them all dished out. I think we might utility the Messi to win more stuff for giveaways and then give them away for the World Cup or something. So yeah, I need to do a better job of building a team for him and such. Oh yeah, thanks everyone who's tuned in. I've had a great time. I'll see you tomorrow for the deadline show. Thanks again for all the support. Thanks to all the channel members. And yeah, I had a great time, everyone. You really cheered my day up. I was knackered when I came on. I'm back to being knackered a bit. Run out of energy now, you know, but love it, guys. Great community we've got here. Really glad we had some fun. Hopefully some big streaks for you guys that get smashed this week. Hopefully, I don't think I've not got any big stuff, not got anything. I need to get back streaking. So anyway, wish us all luck for that, hopefully. And I'll see you tomorrow for the deadline show. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Satara. With a brown fur